Hi Santiago. So I wanted to ask, where are we?
We are actually right now in Palermo Chico, that is called Barrio Parque as well. It's one of the many sub-neighborhoods that are in the area of Palermo neighborhood. Palermo is one of the biggest neighborhood in Ciudad de Buenos Aires. It is about 16 square kilometers, and it's about 8% of the total surface of the capital, de Buenos Aires. So one of them is Palermo Chico, where we are right now. As you see, it's very particular, it's very special. You can find many houses. It's a very exclusive area, which is where you can find art and entertainment people, stars like Susana Jimenez, and some other people, CEOs, and people from many companies, and even more diplomatic personnel as well, embassies and some others. So it's very exclusive.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, my name is Santiago Zamblat. I'm in the real estate market. I've been in the market for 17 years. Actually, right now I'm in a broker which is called Iresoft, which is located in Ciudad de Buenos Aires with 2 branches and 2 other branches in the province of Buenos Aires.
When you have foreigners looking at Buenos Aires, what are they looking at? Or what areas are they looking at? Oh, inside Palermo.
Oh yes, well, as I told you, Palermo is big, but in my experience, most of the foreign people which is looking for a place here in Buenos Aires, they are looking for a young area where people is young or very fresh, looking for trees, and that areas could be Palermo Chico or can be Palermo Hollywood or Soho, which has a fresh atmosphere.
Can you explain the different areas?
Okay, well, for example, here, for example, in Palermo Chico, you can find houses, very exclusive residence and mansions. And for example, then you have Palermo Viejo, which is the old part of Palermo, where you can find more buildings and many standard buildings as well. And then you have other places like I told you, like Palermo Hollywood or Palermo Soho, where you can find many foreign people.
In these different areas, what can people expect price-wise?
Okay, about the prices. Well, what you can find, for example, in Palermo Chico or Barrio Parque, you can find high prices. Okay, because it's very exclusive and there are many houses, so you can find properties or big properties with a high ticket. That means $1 million, $1.5 million, 2 millions, and even more. If you find a tower like Le Parc Towers, that very close from here, you can find a price of 10,000 to 15,000 the square meter. In other areas like Palermo Viejo, you can find a 2,300. Average, right?
Okay.
Let me tell you that in Palermo Soho, Hollywood, you can find new buildings and new constructions where you can find an average price of 3,000 to 3,500. If you find a tower, you can go or reach up to $4,000 per square meter.
When it comes to investors looking to, are they relocating? Or are they looking at Palermo as an investment? And if they're looking at an investment, what kind of rental yields can they expect back?
Well, after the pandemic, we have an average of 2.7% return over the rental, annual return, right? Yearly. And actually right now, for the changes in the economic situation, the macro, you can find right now 5% to 6% rental yield in the return of the rentals. Right now, we are experiencing relocation, not so investment. We found in the time that foreign people look for good cost of living. if you have a good relation, people begin to invest in that city. Actually, right now, the cost of living in Argentina is not so low. So as it's expensive, many of foreign people are not looking for investment right now in the proportions we found up to 2008, where we have an incoming tourism of 12% every year, and the cost of living was very competitive. So with that variables, you can find people investing in the city.
Which foreigners are moving here and why?
Well, actually, most of the foreigners that are coming to the city are from, for example, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador. They are mostly looking for good education and good relation between education and the cost of that education. Argentina has many public universities, and it looks like it's cheaper for them to come to Argentina. But let me tell you that not so far away in the time, between 2004 and 2008, when was the subprime crisis, we had many foreigners coming to Argentina. Especially the incoming tourism was about 12% increasement every year. So you could see many Americans, Canadians, and Europeans even in places like Palermo Hollywood and Palermo Soho, many of them. And then I remember there was a really high return over the rentals. What I mean is a return of about 12% to 12% return over the investment in furnished apartments. Furnished apartments was skyrocketing in that time. And what we noticed is that people was looking for a good relation between a place with a good security and the cost of living. Even more now in 2025, you can find that the cost of living is not so far from the cost of living in the United States. In that environment, you can find neighborhoods that are very similar, like many cities in the United States.
To elaborate on that a little bit more, I wanted to go over how safe it was.
Well, criminality here is very low. And as you see, for example, in this area, it's a very safe place. And as I told you, we have very low rates of criminality in the city.
What are people asking you? Like, what are the most popular questions people are asking you about real estate?
Well, secure areas. They are looking for areas that could be really secure.
Okay.
They are looking for towers with 24 hours a day monitoring, and in buildings, you have a high security context. Okay.
And because of that, obviously Palermo is pretty safe.
Palermo is big, so it's safe if you find this kind of towers. Okay, it's a complex question if it's safe or not. You can find places where you can be safe.
Where can people find you if they were wanting to talk more?
Yes, they can find me in Instagram and in the website.
So please subscribe and let us know what your biggest takeaway was down below, and we'll see you in the next video.